All that we are is a result of what we have thought. Buddha said that 2,500 years ago. And for thousands of years, spiritual traditions have understood something fundamental about consciousness and reality. But it wasn't until quantum physics emerged that we could actually measure and observe what Buddha was describing. Your thoughts don't just reflect your reality. They fundamentally shape what becomes physically real. Today, I want to explore how this works. The actual science behind conscious creation. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I just want to share a profound truth that's been hiding in plain sight. Let's explore it together. Here's something fundamental about how reality works that they don't teach in most schools. In the quantum realm, the world of atoms and particles, there's a principle that sounds strange but is absolutely measurable and proven. It's called the measurement problem. Physicist Eugene Wigner discovered something remarkable. Nature answers according to how we frame a question. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine asking a particle a specific question. If you ask whether it behaves as a wave or as a particle, it will respond as a wave. But if you change your question and ask where it's located in space, it responds as a particle instead. The universe literally responds based on how you frame the question. This might sound strange, but here's what's even more profound. Before you measure something, before you observe it, it doesn't exist in a single state. It exists in what's called superposition, which is all possible states at once. Imagine a coin spinning in the air. While it's spinning, it's both heads and tails simultaneously. Only when it lands, when you observe it, does it become one or the other. Particles work the same way. Before observation, an electron exists in all possible locations at once. It's everywhere and nowhere. It's in superposition. But the moment you observe it, the superposition collapses. All those infinite possibilities collapse into a single reality, here, right now, in this state. Your observation literally collapses infinite possibilities into one concrete reality. And here's where this gets personal. You're not just observing particles in a lab. You're observing your entire life. Every single day, when you wake up and observe your life as I'm struggling, you're collapsing the superposition of possibilities toward struggle. Your brain filters for evidence that confirms struggle. You notice what you lack and you miss opportunities disguised as problems. But when you observe your life as I'm capable and abundant, you're collapsing the superposition toward abundance. Your brain filters for opportunities. You notice solutions. You attract people and circumstances that match that observation. This isn't positive thinking. This is quantum mechanics. The universe responds to how you frame the question. And the question you frame with your observation, your belief, your expectation. That's the answer reality gives you. Before you observe your life, before you decide, believe, and focus, you exist in superposition. You contain all possible versions of yourself. There's a version of you that's abundant. There's a version struggling financially. There's a version that's confident. A version that's afraid. A version that's healthy. A version that's sick. A version that's loved. A version that's lonely. All of these possibilities exist simultaneously in the quantum field, waiting for something to collapse them into a single reality. These possibilities are waiting on you. Your observation isn't passive seeing, it's active believing. It's where your focus goes. It's what you expect. It's the story you tell yourself about who you are. In quantum mechanics, this is called expectation bias. Research in consciousness and neuroscience has shown that expectations genuinely affect outcomes. Your belief about what will happen literally influences your perception, your decisions, and ultimately the results you create. The very fact that you expect something to happen changes how you interact with reality. This is why visualization works. This is why affirmations work. This is why mindset matters. When you visualize yourself as successful, you're not wishing it into existence. You're collapsing the wave function of probability in your favor. You're telling the quantum field, this version of me is the one I observe. This is the reality I collapse into. Your competitor might have the same opportunity as you. But if they're vibrating in doubt while you're vibrating in certainty, you're observing different possibilities. The quantum field responds accordingly. This is the real mechanism of manifestation. You're not magically pulling things from the universe with your mind. You're literally rewiring your brain to notice opportunities that align with your vision. Make better decisions that move you toward your goals. And behave in ways that attract the right people and circumstances. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful called quantum entanglement. Two particles can become so deeply connected that when you measure one, the other instantly responds, no matter how far apart they are. Einstein called this spooky action at a distance because it seemed to violate everything we knew about reality. But here's the revolutionary part. You are entangled with everything you desire. Think about it. Every person you want to attract, every opportunity you're pursuing, every circumstance you're manifesting, they all exist in the same quantum field that you exist in. You're not separated from them. You're entangled with them. This is where synchronicity comes in. Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds in psychology, collaborated with physicist Wolfgang Pauli to develop the concept of synchronicity, which is defined by meaningful coincidences that can't be explained by cause and effect. Jung believed synchronicity was proof that consciousness and matter are fundamentally connected. Recent research has shown that quantum entanglement could explain Jung's synchronicity principle. When your consciousness is entangled with your desire, coincidences stop being coincidences. You think of someone and they text you. You need a solution and it appears. You're looking for a job and you randomly meet someone who knows the perfect opportunity. These aren't luck. These are manifestations of quantum entanglement expressing itself through your everyday reality. When your vibration, your observation, your belief, your focus becomes entangled with what you want, the universe coordinates to bring you together. Synchronicities multiply, doors open, people and opportunities align. This is why Zen masters talk about Wu Wei, effortless action. When you're truly aligned, when you're genuinely entangled with your desire, you stop forcing. Things flow. Life becomes a series of synchronicities that feel magical because they are quantum in nature. Let me show you how this works practically, because this is where everything becomes real. You wake up and your first observation is, I never have enough money. In that moment, you're collapsing the superposition of your financial reality toward scarcity. Your brain, through the reticular activating system, begins filtering for evidence that supports this belief. You notice prices are high. You focus on what you can't afford. You miss opportunities disguised as problems. You've observed scarcity into existence. Now imagine a different observer but the same circumstances. Same bank account, who wakes up with the observation money flows to me easily. This observer is collapsing the superposition toward abundance. Their brain filters for opportunities. They see a business idea in a conversation. They notice someone needs their skills. They spot a discount they would have missed. Same quantum field. Different observers, different realities. This is not positive thinking for its own sake. This is understanding that your observation literally shapes which version of reality becomes your lived experience. Research has shown an observer's personal beliefs directly affect the outcome of quantum observations. Your beliefs aren't just thoughts. They're quantum instructions. The key insight here is that you're not trying to change reality. You're not trying to force the universe. You're simply choosing which superposition to collapse into through your observation. But there's a catch. Observation alone isn't enough. When you visualize abundance but feel scarcity, you're sending mixed signals to the quantum field. Your conscious mind is saying one thing, while your emotional frequency is saying another. The quantum field responds to the frequency you're actually radiating, not the words you're speaking. This is why affirmations sometimes don't work. You're repeating words while your body is vibrating in disbelief. Quantum manifestation requires alignment. Your thought, your feeling, and your expectation must be coherent. They must be vibrating at the same frequency. When you can truly feel the reality you're manifesting, when you embody the certainty before it arrives, you collapse the wave function powerfully. Your frequency becomes a beacon. The quantum field recognizes your collapsed state and matches it. This is what Master Yoda was actually talking about when he said, "Do or do not. There is no try." Trying is superposition. Trying is uncertainty. Knowing is collapsed wave function. Feeling is the frequency that anchors it. The wealthiest people don't just think about wealth. They feel wealthy. They move like wealthy people. They make decisions from the vibration of someone who already has what they want. They've collapsed the superposition. So how do you actually do this? How do you practically apply quantum mechanics to your life? Step 1. Identify your superposition. What are all the possible states you could be in regarding your goal? Write them down. Financial abundance, financial struggle, abundant health, chronic illness, confident and magnetic, anxious and withdrawn. You exist in all these states simultaneously in the quantum field. You're in superposition. Step 2. Choose your collapse. Consciously decide which state you're going to observe into reality, not which one you hope for, but which one you're going to make your observation. This is the moment of choosing. It's a quantum decision. Step 3. Become the observer of that state. This is crucial. Don't visualize yourself getting to that state. Visualize yourself as if you're already in that state. Feel what it's like to already be there. Notice what you see, hear, feel, and smell from that collapse position. If you're manifesting abundance, don't imagine becoming rich. Imagine you are already rich, and you're looking back at how you got here. What decisions did you make? What people did you attract? What opportunities did you recognize? Step 4. Lock in the frequency. For 5 to 10 minutes daily, inhabit this state completely. Not with desperation or forcing, with certainty, with the relaxed knowing of someone who already observes this reality. This frequency is your signal to the quantum field. It says, "This is the superposition I'm collapsing into. This is the reality I'm observing into existence." Step 5. Notice the entanglement. Once you've collapsed the wave function through consistent observation, start noticing synchronicities. They'll come. Meetings with the right people, unexpected opportunities, information appearing when you need it. These aren't luck. They're quantum entanglement expressing itself. Your observation has entangled you with your desire, and the universe is coordinating to bring you together. Step 6. Act from alignment. Here's where most people fail. They set the frequency and then wait passively. But quantum manifestation requires aligned action. When you get an intuitive nudge, even a small one, take it. That nudge is your entanglement responding. Action from alignment feels different than action from desperation. It flows. It feels right. Take that action. Here's the biggest insight from modern quantum physics. Consciousness might not be generated by your brain. Your brain might be a receiver of consciousness. Think of it like a radio. Your brain doesn't create the signal. Your brain receives it. There's a universal field of consciousness. What ancient traditions called Brahman, what Jung called the collective unconscious, what quantum physicists are beginning to call the quantum field. When you align your observation, when you collapse the superposition, you're not creating something from nothing. You're tuning into a version of reality that already exists in potentiality and bringing it into actuality. Every version of you, the abundant one, the healthy one, the loved one, they already exist in the quantum field. You're not creating them. You're selecting them. This changes everything. It means you're not trying to manifest from scarcity. You're recognizing abundance that already exists. You're not becoming something new. You're selecting the version of yourself that already is. The wealthiest physicists and philosophers who've studied this understand something simple. You don't manifest reality, you select it. If this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe for more content. Thank you.